Will it be a victory lap around the ring for Ohn Scoggins? Or will the Kensington Toboggan Course land a few timely blows that will allow Ella Hansen, Kat Murch, or someone else to take this title bout the distance? The gloves are off at Discraft's Great Lakes Open, presented by GRIP6. Welcome to Tournament Central. I'm Grant Zellner alongside the second most flight-obsessed Earhart in history, but he's number one in our hearts, Brian Earhart. Brian, Ohn Scoggins out to a commanding lead, which she has added to, it seems like, every day thus far in this tournament. It's 6 strokes heading into the final 18 holes. What's going to have to happen for someone else to make a run at Ohn Scoggins?
Well, we talked about it a little bit yesterday, but it's the little things that need to clean up. I mean, we watched some of these throwers dominate off the tee and then just completely fail to get up and down from pretty routine positions. And Ohn even said she thinks that maybe people got confused yesterday because of how not windy it was out there. But I saw way too many short putts get missed. I saw way too many short approaches get botched. I saw way too many decisions get made that forced the player to throw something more difficult than it needed to be. And Ohn did not do that. She just chipped her way around the course. She strategically clubbed down and threw safe tee shots to put her disc in bounds when she needed to. Someone's going to have to really catch her with consistency today. I don't think you're going to have to do something spectacular. You're just going to have to really hope that she has an average day and you have a great day.
We caught up with Ohn Scoggins after round number 3.
I really like this number. This is probably the first time I shot in this course 777. Normally I'm kind of like up and down. I guess maybe my lucky number. I'm gonna stick on my game because, like I said, no one can change my game. I know exactly what I'm gonna do, and I will stick on it. And so far it works so well. And the whole, if I'm not gonna ego, so I'm just gonna go for 4 or birdie, you know. So same.
Oh, and just sort of picking and choosing her places to attack. She's kept the OB strokes to a minimum. She's kept the bogeys to a minimum throughout the course of the week. If she does the same, even if she doesn't go 7 for the 4th time in a row, if she does the same, she's going to be very, very difficult to catch. Are there any holes, Brian, that you think could provide a little bit of trouble for Ohn?
Man, there's a 2-stroke swing that right off the top of my head that could go on 16. I mean, Ohn very easily could not throw a solid drive, go out of bounds, just like a majority of the players in the division. And a player like Ella Hansen, who throws a mid-range on that hole, can easily get the birdie. There's at least 2 strokes, but, I mean, you look at every single hole and there's swings that are possible, but if you're playing the way Ohn's playing this course, she's giving a lot of respect to the tee shots. She's not trying to bite off too much, and it's been working extremely well for her. So everybody's going to kind of have to match her blow for blow and just hope that she messes up some approaches and some shorter putts.
I'm going to go ahead and let you know, Brian, that I'll be asking you a very similar question for all 3 of Ohn's closest pursuers. Let's start with Ella Hansen. Ella is 6 back of Ohn when the day starts. She's obviously been playing well. What area does Ella need to improve in order to make a run at Ohn Scoggins?
I mean, she shot a 7 under par yesterday, and she knew that she left multiple strokes out there. So she mentioned, 13, 14 under is going to have to get shot because she's assuming that Ohn's going to shoot another 7. And I think she can do it. The way she was throwing yesterday showed me that she's capable of doing that, but I don't care what course you play on. I don't care how easy it is. To execute 14 birdies is hard. To keep the mental focus to be that clean on that many shots is difficult. So today, if it's your day, she's already getting off the tee. She just has to put that much more focus into the short game and give those short, easier shots that much more respect.
We got some clues into Ella Hansen's mindset going into the final round when she came off the course yesterday.
Definitely made a few mistakes early in the round and was able to bounce back. But yeah, the bogey on 1 and then the double on 5. Not fun, but other than that, I feel like I was throwing the disc really well and executing pretty well. If Ohn keeps doing what she's doing, what am I? I'm 6 strokes back, so it's going to take 13 or 14. I mean, there's equals out here on the course. I think it is doable. I feel like I've been putting pretty solid, and I think if I can just keep playing as good as I can, Ohn is really consistent. She's a really good player, and I'm rooting for her as well. So I just want to be able to do something I'm proud of tomorrow.
Well, it sounds like Ella Hansen has the mindset that Ohn is going to make the putt, so to speak, every time, and knows that she's just going to have to better that effort with perhaps a double digits under par effort of her own today. In the FPO field, Brian, is that possible? Is double digits achievable?
Absolutely. Look at Ella Hansen's round from yesterday. She got 11 birdies yesterday. I mean, and the double bogey and a couple of bogeys that she got cost her that double-digit round. And the other thing we have to think about is if someone does that again today and Ohn Scoggins maybe shoots a 4 and has a couple of rollaways happen that cost her a couple strokes, that can easily happen. And it just comes from cleaning up those holes, not even birdieing them, but just parring them and staying out of trouble. So I have no doubt in my mind we have another very calm day out here. We have some players that can shoot that, that's for sure.
Kat Murch, just a few back of Ella Hansen. Maybe too far to make a run at Ohn. We'll have to wait and see. What do you like, and where does Kat Murch need to improve in her game?
I love the stoic nature of Kat, and I've talked to her quite a bit outside of just doing interviews with her, and she's really maturing in that regard, and she's starting to really accept that there's a lot of things in disc golf that are outside of your control. And every time I seem to ask her, what is tomorrow going to be like? What do you need to do tomorrow? She just kind of laughs and says, we'll see. She understands that, especially playing a course like this, it's kind of a grab bag. You really don't know what you're going to get out here. All you can do is put your best foot forward and stick to what you practice during the week. So I could see her shooting a hot round, but yeah, she is pretty far out of the mix right now. It's going to take a pretty spectacular round from her and a rough round from Ohn.
Let's hear from Kat Murch after round number 3.
Solo third place, Kat Murch, 6 under today. Thoughts?
Solid, but there was a lot of holes where I could have picked up strokes and I didn't, so always looking for better.
Talk about the conditions, so much less windy than yesterday. A little bit more relaxing on the course today?
It was just more enjoyable, It was just more enjoyable.
What are you going to do tomorrow? What do you have to do to take down the victory?
Well, I'm just going to come out and we're going to see what happens. I'll leave it up to a surprise.
Kat Murch certainly has all of the shots in her bag, needs a lot of consistency in today's round to try to make a run from 9 strokes back. The 4th member of our lead card, same as yesterday, just a slightly different order. It's Holland Handley. She's 10 back. Holland can at least make a solid run at a podium finish, and that would bode well for her prospects moving forward in these DGPT playoffs presented by Barbasol. What do you expect to see from Holland given a 4th chance to go at this toboggan course, Brian?
Well, there's a putting basket right outside of her RV. I'm only staying a few RV sites down from her, so I see that there is practice potential from Holland. She had a rough day at the putting green yesterday, and I know that she's one to put in a lot of practice on the basket after her tournament rounds. And I think if she can just clean some up on the short putts, and also she made 0 circle 2 putts yesterday. I mean, this is a player that throws the disc phenomenally well and puts herself into position to grab birdies a lot, but she didn't hit anything from long range. If that jump putt starts to work for her, she grabs a few more bonus birdies. That's going to put her up to where she wants to be. I mean, she still shot a 4 under yesterday, struggling with the short game. So if she makes a few more putts, it's going to be right where she wants to be.
Missy Gannon has been locked in that spot leading the chase card charge for the last couple of days. She's there yet again here on day number 4. She's 3 strokes outside of a podium finish. We'll talk about the move Missy needs to make in order to finish atop that podium when we get back right here on the Disc Golf Network.
Feeling great starts with a great shave. Today, the world is in the palm of your hand. Or at least this can is. For over 100 years, Barbasol. It's a can of can-do.
For the final time in this 4-day weekend, Brian Earhart on the ground with the PDGA's Matt Rothstein on Tournament Central. Take it away, boys.
Well, Matt, I wanted to ask you about this. I talked to professional MMA fighter Ben Askren earlier in the week about his memories playing a major here at the U.S. Amateur National Championships. I've also played that tournament. What do you have to reflect on from this year's U.S. Nats?
Well, this place is one of the unique venues in disc golf because we get an amateur major and an elite series pro event here every year. So we really get to kind of compare these two field of players. I love coming out and watching the AMs play at U.S. AMs here. This year we had a 15-year-old Ryan Mulder break out. His round one was 1056 rated. And just showed all the skills required to be out on the Pro Tour, tore up this course. One hole that really blew my mind, hole 6, viewers have been watching all week. Ryan laid down a roller on hole 1 and landed down in the ditch, further than I've seen any of the pros get this week. Now, granted, there's a lot of OB out here for the pros that's not out there for the AMs, but it still takes all the physical skills to get from tee to green, even when there's no OB stakes out here. So I highly recommend checking out US AMs when you can.
Well, and if you are an up-and-coming amateur player, highly recommend coming out here and actually signing up for the tournament yourself. It is a once-in-a-lifetime experience to come out here to the toboggan and test your skills against the best amateurs in the world. With that said, that's a fantastic amateur major, but we have professional majors coming up this year, but we also have bids coming up for professional majors in the future. Talk about what people can do to put a bid in.
That's right. US AMs is here at the toboggan every year, but a lot of our AM and age-protected majors, they rotate, and we take bids. We go from venue to venue. So we're always looking for the next great venue to showcase. The bids are open for 2025. So if you're a club with some great courses in your area, some championship-level courses that you're ready to showcase to the disc golf world, go put in a bid. Bids are open through November 1st. PDGA.com, look for 2025 majors bids, and put your hat in the ring because we want to bring this show to some new amazing places in the disc golf world.
Continuing to diversify, give us some new courses, put your city on the map, and Grant, with that said, we're going to send it back to you.
Thanks, guys. It will be a lot of fun to see where disc golf takes us in the very near future. Missy Gannon is the topic of conversation now as she leads a chase card into the final day of action here on the toboggan course. Missy shot her best round of the tournament yesterday, a 5-under par effort. Brian, I think, and you may agree here, she'll have to better that effort today if she wants to finish on the podium. Where does Missy Gannon need to find a few extra strokes in her game today?
She's going to have to find all the extra strokes today. I mean, Ohn Scoggins is well ahead of the lead card. And I think right now Missy is just ready to wake up this morning and put down a good number and take whatever position she's given. I mean, 5-under is good, but still not even the hot rounds that Ohn Scoggins has shot the past 3 days. So Missy's just going to have to clean up the start. I mean, clearly yesterday she started super flat and picked up some birdies on the back nine, which is actually rare. We're seeing a lot more of an inverted scorecard compared to what she was doing. So if she can just get off to a hotter start, I mean, that's going to easily be a 10 under par, which can move her up to at least a podium spot. Not sure if it's going to be enough to catch Ohn Scoggins, but it's going to be very solid nonetheless.
We've got Missy Gannon after her round yesterday talking about her positioning and what she hopes to accomplish.
If you told me that after like hole 6 that I was going to have my best score of the weekend, I don't think I would have believed you, but that's just the key to staying patient. And, you know, at least I didn't have too many overstrokes, which was kind of the problem the last couple of rounds, because I was getting the birdies, just had multiple bogeys. So yeah, it felt very, very slow, but I'm glad I was able to pick some up towards the end. It's just been a couple of mistakes either off the tee or on the approach shots through the first few. I'd like to be at least 2 down, I think, through 3. So hopefully I can capitalize on those tomorrow and put it all together. And I think my best golf is yet to come. It's just like I said, I gotta put it all together.
Well, indeed, it probably will take Missy's best golf to work her way up into a top 3 finish today. I don't know that even a 5 under par effort will get her up into 3rd place, assuming those players have a decent under par day. Maria Oliva also a little bit out of the running, certainly for the victory. Will take a yeoman's effort to get up onto the podium. Yet I think Maria can take some very good positives from what she has shown during the course of this week. It's going to end up being one of her better finishes of the year. What do you like in Maria Oliva's game here on the toboggan course and moving forward?
Distance and versatility with the backhand, Grant. She's a great thrower. She can throw flat. She can throw flex. She's got a hyzer flip if she needs it. And also, like, throwing uphill and downhill, the way she throws just matches that very well. She's a very experienced player. I think some people think of her as a newer player to the tour, but she's been good for a very long time. The one thing that I've noted is she's missed 9 circle 1 putts this week. And that, if you want to play for a podium, is going to obviously be what costs you that. So I think today, if she can at least have a good day on the putting green, clean up those few putts per round that she's been missing, she has a shot to make a podium spot. I still don't think she's that far out. She probably is not going to catch Ohn Scoggins today unless she shoots like close to a perfect round. But a podium finish is not out of the cards for Maria Oliva. She just needs to clean up the short game.
Speaking of players that have been very good for a very long time, Jennifer Allen. Jennifer Allen and Ohn Scoggins, very similar in age, both eligible for Masters Division tournaments and championships, and both have won Masters Division majors. Jennifer has been on tour the last 2 years after spending a vast majority of her career balancing a career with disc golf, and has been making some noise on the tour this year. Has a great chance at a top 5 finish today if she puts everything together. Jennifer, known for distance, what else do you like about Jennifer's game?
I like her experience. I like that she's been in these situations before. I like that she's won, at the top level before. The thing that I'm noticing that she needs to clean up, she has 9 OB strokes this weekend. So that's obviously going to add up over the course of a 4-round tournament. Also, 11 circle 1 putts missed. So those are strokes right there that could easily put her up in contention for the lead. So again, I've said this about multiple players, but we have so many good throwers out here that are bombing the disc down these fairways, but they're making these little execution errors that are costing them those strokes. Just a few per round. But again, over 4 rounds, that can add up to a lot and make you trail the player that's playing a little bit safer.
Alexis Montejano on the chase card today has been surging of late. If Alexis can win her card by more than a couple of strokes, she has a great chance of finishing in the top 5, which would be another excellent finish for Alexis and would certainly move her up in Disc Golf Pro Tour playoff point standings. Alexis has been pretty consistent over the course of the last few weeks. Where can Alexis find a little bit more improvement and perhaps surge up the leaderboard today?
Well, putting is no problem for Alexis Montejano. She's one of the best putters, one of the best long putters on the tour right now. I think it's just cleaning up those bogey strokes. Just, again, a few per round. If you have 3 bogey strokes per round, that's 12 strokes over the course of a 4-round tournament. And, of course, that's going to be where you clean up. You don't need to grab that many more birdies out here. I mean, Ohn is going 7, 7, 7, barely going out of bounds, barely taking bogeys, and that's why she is where she is. But that's only a few strokes per round, Grant. And I keep saying this, but it's not some secret formula. It's just coming out here, giving the course respect, and putting your drives in play. And it seems like that's the ticket out here.
Haley King will lead the charge if there is one from the 3rd card and beyond. Haley was actually over par for the championship until yesterday when a 5 under par effort took her into the positive. She's had a hard time closing yesterday. Look at that back nine, not a single par in the entire back nine, but a turkey of bogeys to end the round. Hailey King, it feels like she's trying to get into a groove for a big surge at the end of the season, which will include not only Worlds, but the United States Women's Disc Golf Championship, where Hailey has been a champion. Let's talk a little bit about what you're seeing from Hailey King and where she can find some consistency.
I think consistency is just something that she's going to have to commit to. I think she has every shot that you could possibly want, but it just depends on how she's feeling that individual day. So for Hailey, I think the skill ceiling is almost higher than anybody in the entire division, but golfing is tough, and you don't need to have every shot to golf. And I think for Hailey, she has what it takes to shoot close to a perfect round out here. I mean, when she catches fire, she can string together 7, 8, 9, 10 birdies in a row, while putting just phenomenally well. But it's really day-to-day for her right now. I mean, we've heard from her throughout the year that she kind of is just falling in love with playing the game aggressively and just seeing where the chips fall, and you can't really fault her for that. I think sometimes it's fun to play that way, and there's a lot of players that have bought into that mindset. So we'll just have to see if that stays with Hailey or if it's just something that she's going to do for a little bit and then move into a more consistent style. What I'm trying to say is we have no idea what's going to happen today for Hailey King, but it could be exciting.
I went with a boxing analogy when we came on the air today for this episode of Tournament Central. Let's keep it going, talking about the MPO division, where an epic battle royal is shaping up for the final day's action. We'll preview what's to come on the other side on the Disc Golf Network.
What makes the Halal Guys so deliciously different? You might have heard of our famously long cart lines that NYC fans happily stand in. Today, with over 100 plus restaurants across the globe, we are your place to experience authentic American halal. Enjoy our delicious falafel, Euro sandwich, platters, and sides topped with our famously flavorful white and hot sauces. Order online today and taste how we make different so delicious. The Halal Guys, bringing something deliciously different to the table.
You're watching Tournament Central on the Disc Golf Network with Grant Zellner and Brian Earhart. We're minutes away from featured cards teeing off in the FPO division, but we take a moment to look ahead to the afternoon's action. The MPO division setting up to be a fight to the wire. Once again, Eagle McMahon in a duo up top of the leaderboard. This time it's with Simon Lizotte. Simon, Brian, the first player to achieve what we all said was not only possible, but probable, going double digits under par here at the Toboggan course in round number 3, an 11 under par effort. It was flawless, and you got to be around hearing the roars of the crowd. What can Simon do to replicate that effort today?
Well, the thing that he's doing extremely well is he's capitalizing on how good he's throwing. I mean, he's 94% inside Circle 1, and he's first place in Circle 1 in regulation. So right there, those are the two stats that will usually tell you who's going to be top of the leaderboard. I mean, Simon is giving himself a chance for birdie inside Circle 1 almost half the time out here, and he's played 3 rounds of golf out here at the Toboggan. The problem is he's gone OB 7 times, and he is 29th in OB rate right now. He just needs to keep it a little bit safer off the tee. I mean, most of the time these OB strokes are coming from first shots. They're not coming from approaches up to the basket or placement shots. So I think that's where he can clean it up today, to go even lower and take down the victory, because, Grant, what we said yesterday was someone's going to have to replicate what he did yesterday in order to win this tournament.
Brian, looking around right now and keeping in mind both the FPO field and the MPO field later, including Simon, what are you seeing conditions-wise? It was very windy on Friday. It was very calm and scoreable yesterday. Where are we going to see a blend of those conditions today?
Correct. So yesterday morning at this time, it was completely still. There was no movement amongst the trees, the feather banners, nothing. This morning, it's a little bit windier. I see some movement. I would say maybe 10 miles an hour. And with 10 miles an hour comes that wind condition where you don't quite know if the disc is going to be affected or not. So you're always doubting yourself and doubting your wind read. Like, have I over-adjusted? Have I chosen a disc that's a little bit too much for the wind? It's going to be a mental battle out there for these players, especially with how uphill and downhill this course is. There's little pockets of swirling wind that you cannot feel off the tee.
Eagle McMahon has shouldered the burden of having to lead the way since day number one. Does that wear on a player, or is Eagle so used to that positioning that will be, if anything, desirable for him as he goes into day number 4?
He just has this aura about him that's so zoned in and focused on what he's doing. I've gotten to talk to him a little bit outside of just doing basic interviews, and he just seems like he is continuously evolving his mentality, and he is so locked in on what he's doing right now. I can't wait to see him duke it out with Simon, but I truly believe him when he tells me he's not focused on anybody right now. He's battling himself. He wants to get back to how he was when he won this tournament in 2020, and he didn't even realize that he won the event. That is some serious presence, so to speak, and I think he's going to channel that again today. He's been just so impressive to listen to alongside of watch.
Featured FPO cards, moments away from teeing off. Someone is going to have to get off to a hot start if they want to chase down Ohn Scoggins. And of note, Brian, as of right now, not a single birdie has been carded on hole number 1 in the FPO field. I think someone's going to have to do that and continue that hot start to chase down Ohn Scoggins. Or will it be an Ohn Scoggins victory lap? Either way, it promises to be entertaining. For Brian Earhart, I'm Grant Zellner, sending you to the main broadcast. We'll see you right back here on Tournament Central to wrap things up in the FPO division at the conclusion of the round. Thanks for watching.